Hey, everybody. Welcome back, my beautiful soul tribe. Welcome back to Tarot Talk Live. And my name is Catherine, and we are getting ready to get started with the reading. But before we do, I wanted to welcome all of our new subscribers and everyone who is subscribed to this channel. I want to give you a big shout out and a thank you. We did reach our 100 subscriber mark, you guys. I am trying to tell you right now, I am so excited about it. And, um, you know, you all deserve some applause. And just in case for those in the back that didn't hear it, congratulations. We have made that 100 mark. Because of that, we are going to start going live starting this Friday. So it may be around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not quite sure yet on the time start, but I will make sure to announce and give you guys a heads up more than likely 24 hours prior to going live. Okay. So look out for that. And because I want you guys to look out for that, please do me a favor. First of all, if you are not subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe and welcome yourself into this collective. We are a warm bunch. We're not huge, but we are growing. Also, make sure to hit the like button so that you can notify others who may never have heard of this channel, or those of us who have, and those notifications aren't going out. And the reasons why they're not going out, I don't know, but we're going to blame it on the algorithm. Okay. And we'll just go with that. So hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and if you would, put a yellow heart in the comment section because I am going to be announcing the winners during this Friday's live. And when I say winners, that means I'm going to be selecting a few of you for a free 3-question reading. You have to be entered in order to win. Okay. So, just so you guys know, I have some folks that are already entered, but I need to get more entries. Okay. Just to make it a fair draw. I would like to get more entries, but if we only have 2 or 3 people entered, that's fine. All 3 will be a winner. Okay. So, do me a favor and do that now. And make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is set for all so that you can be notified when I am posting and letting you guys know when I'm going to go live. Okay. All right. Also, if there is a specific question that you would like to see asked during one of these readings, it doesn't matter what topic. Please email me your questions to queencancertarot at gmail. Queencancertarot at gmail. Email me those questions and I will make sure that I add them to our list. Okay, we're going to be doing our version of what I would like to call the pineapple letters. Okay, the pineapple letters until we come up with something else. So I don't know if you guys remember the Breakfast Club. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. I believe Steve Harvey may have started this when he was hosting his show on there. But he would have like a breakfast. It's called a strawberry letter, where somebody would write in, a question that they wanted answered during the show. So this is going to be that version of it, but it's going to be related to tarot, related to true crime, the cases that we are following and actively discussing or it could be random because we are going to have a random hour where we just ask random questions about random topics. Okay. It's going to be viewers' choice. That means you guys get to ask the questions and I have to answer them. However, in order to ask a question and to have your question asked during the live, you have to be subscribed. That is the only thing I'm asking of you. And then I will do my diligence from there. Okay. One question per live, per subscriber. Okay. Now, moving on to the reading, what I will say is, first of all, disclaimer, everybody knows. And just in case you don't, you can check in the description box below or in the about section when it talks about my channel. Everything on this channel is all for entertainment purposes only. Okay? See that? There you go. Entertainment purposes only. That is it. I'm here to entertain, and I hope that I do a good job. Okay? Um, you let me know. But yeah, that is my disclaimer, and everything we say is alleged here. We are just reading energy and the cards, and we're having fun. Okay. So that is that. Okay. The gifts that I have definitely um, pull into these readings. However, what I will say is that I am not a self declared psychic or anything like that. It's just that I know what I know. And if you know, you know. So if you've had a reading with me or if you have experienced me discussing things that I've seen in my dreams or visions that I've had, I talk about that on this channel in other episodes. You have to go and search for it, but it's out there. And also, when I go live on this channel, I talk a lot about my gifts and where I know they come from. Okay. Um, so, yes, Jesus and God Himself and nothing else. It's nothing that I practiced and learned how to do or anything like that. It was just that I have been shown some things and I have seen things come to pass. You know what I mean? So, we'll be talking about that later as well when I go live. If you guys want to ask me about that, I will be talking about some of that during this Friday's live. So stay tuned, you guys. Stay tuned. It's just my way of letting you guys know more about myself as a reader and why I started doing tarot readings and my purpose for doing it. And yeah, just kind of give you information about me as a reader, I think is important. So, but y'all, more importantly, we are going to be discussing the Nancy Guthrie case again this evening. Disclaimer, I am not talking about anyone's guilt or innocence. Okay. Just saying. All I'm doing is reading the energy and the cards. Okay. That's it. That's all. Now let's go. We've talked about the FBI's investigation most recently, you guys. We also talked about why, you know, certain people made certain cryptic comments, i.e., the cash. Okay, the cash patty. We'll call him the cash patty. But the cash patty made some very cryptic, weird, odd statements publicly about the case, and it just seemed to kind of throw everybody back to square one and have even more questions as if we couldn't come up with more than enough. But yeah, so we end up with more questions. And those questions led us to a specific series of um, other questions, shall I say. Okay. And it took us down a rabbit hole, if you will. And y'all go check out the last 4 readings and just watch them in succession. Last 4 to 6 readings on this case. And also the first 5 or 6, watch those in succession. Now, there have been several, maybe 30 or so on this entire case, perhaps, but go and watch the last 4 or 5 and the first 5 or 6 in succession as you have time, and you tell me what you see. Now, we are going to be looking at questions that are surrounding the actual property and the current events that have taken place recently with the FBI going back. We had questions about that during the last reading. Very interesting, okay, what we got. But I promised to embark on another topic, a spinoff topic, if you will, and focuses around the backyard. It focuses around if there is potential evidence that is maybe buried somewhere, okay, buried with nature on Nancy's property, perhaps even. Also, questions about if Nancy is physically somewhere located on or nearby, and I mean within a 5-mile parameter of her property. Those are, I feel like, fair questions to ask. If there's also evidence anywhere, not just Nancy herself, but evidence of a crime. Also, is there an area in the back where the ground was being watered, a place of interest? Okay. So those are my questions surrounding the backyard. I also have questions about things that potentially are right beneath our very noses. First of all, we already started with, is Nancy much closer? But could there be a very specific reason as to why the FBI are back and inside taking photos of what? Why now? Was there a new lead or tips? Okay, so this is obviously very much clear, direct, and to the point. So I've laid it out. We're going to pull a series of oracle, and we're going to clarify it with the tarot messages. And if we need double clarification, we got backup. Okay. And these are this card wanted to come out, so pull it. But these are our go-tos for this case. I have been getting really good messages here. with these couple of decks. So I'm going to be using those on tonight. Okay. All right. So the Book of Spells is coming out in the reverse here. This talks about learning, okay? Learning how to manifest. And this is in the reverse. We have and it's number 22, by the way, which adds up to 4, but it's a master number as well. We have number 13, the initiation, a sacred test, if you will. The initiation, a sacred test. Okay. Hmm. Cloak and dagger, number 7, deception. You think about the cloak and the dagger, and this is the first card out, which highly resonates with someone who is hiding and deceptive. And what even bothers me even more is this picture of them holding this dagger object and hugging someone and holding it behind their back. You know what I mean? Just a very ghoulish, creepy image. Okay. Um, and then we've got the moonlight in the background, y'all. And it's all about deceiving someone that doesn't know any better. This person is also being held, and it's not in a way, it's like someone who's pretending as though they're hugging someone, but they're holding them in a way, it's like almost like they're captive, right? Or they're not letting them go. This also bothers me with the initiation here. Okay. A sacred test, because with all of the back talk and rumblings and crumblings of different theories going around about certain practices that may or may not be happening with certain individuals, um, it basically makes you wonder, was this an initiation? Did something go wrong, powerfully wrong with Book of Spells and learn in the reverse? Is it an energy of someone, perhaps dealing in things that they didn't really know enough about? Could it be? Well, I've heard of people doing lots of things for things, and so you just never can really truly know. And this is not to accuse anyone at all of anything. It's just a question and an observation and an opinion. We have under the deck poison, thorn, another master number 33, and look, 44. Another master number, deep being. So 33, 22 in the reverse, and 44. This is also giving me sevens. 33 plus 44 is 77, and we have 7 here. 1 plus 3 is 4. So another 4, the initiation, but we have number 4 in the reverse with learn. A sacred test and learn in the reverse. So there's an energy of not studying or not knowing what you need to know in order to pass the test. And because of the level of deception, and someone appears to be lying in wait. You know what I mean? This person is under false pretenses, and this other person has ulterior motives. None of them appear to be anything positive. Poison, thorn. Once again, someone picking the flower and pricking themselves. And it's interesting that they have pricked themselves, and the B word is appears, and there's it says low vibrations, y'all. Literally says low vibrations. I've never gotten this card out of this deck. I have never, I don't think, pulled this card, not once. Poison Thorn. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. And the fact that I've pulled it not just with 44, but with 22 as well, that's interesting. Deep being, self love, and acceptance. 4 plus 4 is 8. Hmm. Full moon. Okay. Have the moon appearing. And this woman who's wearing a red gown. This is all about power, deep being, self love, and acceptance. Wow. So it's like an energy of someone. And with the fact that we have a thorn and a flower, I don't know if there were flowers anywhere around the residence. If someone was watering, what were they watering? Were they watering with the appearance of watering for one purpose, however, serving a completely different utility or purpose? So, I mean, I don't know. Deep being, could that reflect to an energy of someone who is deep in the earth? Being, it's an energy of being down somewhere. Self love and acceptance, accepting the fact that you've been somehow lured, someone else's initiation, someone else's bad plans, bad preparations for very negative purposes. We have the witching hour also under the deck. Favorable circumstances, and this is number 6. This number is the energy of Nancy's home. If you add the numbers of her address together, numbers, it all comes back to 6 with reference to Nancy's home. I'm just saying, y'all, favorable circumstances, the witching hour. And y'all, this was definitely during the hours of night that that people just say you should be asleep, or just like not out, up to no good. That's for sure. Hold on one second. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Um, let's look at the other oracle deck and see what we get here. And then we'll look at the tarot messages. Low vibrations, deep being, the witching hour, cloak and dagger, deception, the initiation, a sacred test, And someone's book of spells is in the reverse. Does not sound like an above ground operation, if you know what I mean. And the pun was intended because that is exactly what this is pointing towards. Okay, so we have the love card here, number 24. Also pulling in on the number 6. We have love, but there are an awful lot of flames behind this. And there's a heart, basically, it's engulfed in flames. Kali. Kali. Love. But there's rage within this heart. Rage for someone that you love, could it be? Rage on behalf of a loved one or towards another loved one. We have shadow, depth. There it is again. Depth and shadow. In the shadow of dark, in the depths of the earth, perhaps. Deep. We have deep and we have depth here. Okay. Under the deck, well, we have regeneration. And this is number 11. Twin flame energy and regeneration, Hydra. And we have synergy. Interesting, because this appears to have there appears to be like a ram's head either attached to the lion. Oh, it's like an animal with a ram's head and a lion's head, or there's a ram behind the lion. But it has the appearance of having two heads. One is a ram and one is a lion. Synergy, okay, being one, acting as one. So I feel that these two are together. They have two heads, but they're one body. Okay. And this is all about, I feel, providing some sort of protection, but not in a good way. Not in a good way. That is a very scary looking lion, if you will. Do you see its eyes? You see the ram's head attached, and they both have red eyes, giving me a very low vibrational energy coming through here. And that takes us right back to low vibrations. Poison, thorn. Okay. Holding something that looks beautiful, that you think is for, your pleasure, and it ends up being for your pain. And by it being poisonous, there's even more bad things that you don't even realize are coming behind it. Okay. So again, there's the energy of something underhanded, deceptive, someone turning on someone, okay, behind someone's back. And we've got loyalty here. Loyalty. Okay. Mithraeus. Mithraeus. Loyalty. And this also is an image of someone who is coming up out of the ground, or either someone who's turning into ashes or from ashes is coming into form. Do you see what I'm saying? There's an appearance of something that is gray and ashes, passed away. I can also see as what looks to be like a, yeah, this is like a someone who's been slain, but they're coming or regenerating or coming back to life, or there's a new form coming from the ashes. Do you see what I'm saying? Loyalty, going back to the earth from which you've came. Whoa. Or being near the place where you that you're loyal to, which would be your home where you live, okay, your property, the place that you cherish. Okay, hold on one second. Uh, okay, gosh, interesting. Okay, so you guys, we're going to stop there with the oracle messages because I feel like we've gotten a lot. There was a lot of information, um, and correlations, if you will, with these messages, and looking at them all together as well as individually, it appears to tell a story of things that took place, purposes, things that went left, people who weren't prepared. And now there's the energy of deceiving in an attempt. Oh, wow. All these cards wanted to fall. Let's see. That wanted to fall. That one wanted to fall. This one did fall. It went in the reverse, and we need to pay attention. The King of Pentacles is in the reverse. So this definitely is telling me that someone became greedy. Someone was also exploiting another individual. And typically, the elderly or very young are typically very ripe for exploitation, taking advantage of those that cannot take care of themselves or fend for themselves in situations involving criminal activity and purposes and intent. And this is in the reverse. Also giving me energy of somebody who's got money issues. Okay. Mm. There's also an energy of not being safe, not being protected, being in a situation where you're just up for grabs. What else was falling on the floor here? Ooh, the chariot in the reverse. This is an energy of not being able or trying to get away from a situation, not being able to get away from it. This also is a situation where someone has forced their way in or out, or both. This also represents a lack of faith in a situation, right? You don't want to move towards a situation that you don't think is going to, you know what I mean, be good for you. The Fool in the reverse. Once again, this is all about making very bad decisions. This is all about someone being taken advantage of, someone who is vulnerable, but this is a position where the vulnerable are being exploited and taken advantage of. Two cards now that represent exploiting and not protecting those that you should be protecting. That is what this means. And now you're trying to get away. And we now have the Knight of Swords, another character. This is in the reverse. This is the most cold, most unpredictable energy, someone who's extremely arrogant, someone who will force their way in, once again, very forceful, doing things that are just unbelievably rude and nasty. I'm just saying, forced their way into this woman's home under the pretense of being someone that she thought was there to protect her or that she could trust, perhaps. Who could this be? Well, we have the magician. So there it is. Whoop, there it is. Okay, that is an energy of someone who is a manifester, someone who is capable of making things happen. Interesting. And the strength card. Do you see all the major arcana that I've pulled out here? I'm almost floored. I haven't gotten one regular tarot card yet. All of these are either knights. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse, the Chariot in the reverse, the Fool in the reverse. Now we have the Magician and the Strength card. This is someone who is holding someone back, with the Magician forcefully holding someone back, purposefully holding someone back. There for a purpose, there to carry out an act to achieve a goal. And the Two of Swords, making a very hidden decision or a secret, or this is someone who has hidden motives. Once again, cloak and dagger behind your back. Stabbing someone in the back. That's what that is. The Justice card, once again, major arcana. The only thing that wasn't major was this Two of Swords, and this represents the choice that was made or the secret that was being held behind someone's back. With the Justice card, this is the law. This is a legal matter that was committed upon someone, that was a person that thought they trusted someone. These are all major arcana, y'all. Please pay attention to this reading. It's going to be short, it's going to be sweet. All of these answers, just take it how it resonates and let me know what you think in the comments. Last but not least, the Ace of Cups. This is all about a new start, a new beginning, starting over, someone who is offering this new opportunity. This also represents a deeper level of connection, more than just friends, right? So I feel like this is someone who was making some sort of an offer, but with that was something hidden behind someone's back. Someone made a choice to forcefully exploit someone of a lesser strength. Do you see what I'm saying? An elderly person, someone who couldn't fend for themselves, perhaps. Y'all, unbelievable. And under the deck, y'all, I'm done. We have the Emperor. The Emperor coming through. Literally, y'all. Can you imagine Aries Taurus energy? This can represent a married masculine energy. This can represent a father figure, could represent someone who has children, but this is supposed to be someone that keeps others safe. Someone is controlling. There is an emperor that is behind all of this. Do you see what this is showing us here? This is a masculine mastermind. We have the Four of Swords with Temperance here and the Hermit, y'all. Who is a Virgo? Who's a Virgo? We're going to find out. But we have the Four of Swords, Temperance, and the Hermit. You guys, someone is trying to now back away and get away from a situation. They're now looking at what they've done, and there's now a need to cover it up. Okay. Or make it that no one knows. No one can ever know. Trying to get away from a situation, you guys. We have an Emperor and a Hermit here. Tell me who is a Virgo. Let me know in the comments. And, initials are good. You don't have to use full names. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Okay? I love you guys. Take care. And I'm not going to stop yet. We have the Lovers, you guys, with the Six of Swords. Talk about a married couple trying to make a fast getaway. Okay, we're going to end it at that, you guys. And we have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is also in conjunction with that King of Pentacles in the reverse. A true pair. Also, Virgo energy, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay? And I'll see you guys on the next conspiracy theory. Hit the like button, share this video, put a yellow heart in the comments, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.